It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. We continue with our middle school competition in this our 38th year of competition here in Prince George's County Public Schools. We have 3 of our 4 semifinalists in the middle school competition. Today we will determine who is moving on to that 4th and final spot before we award some medals to this year's champs. 2 outstanding middle schools here today. Let's meet them right now. First, from College Park Academy, would you say hello to Edith? Edith, you can wave to everybody at home. Nice to have you here. Hayden is back. This is his 3rd year. Nice to have him back. He's the captain of the team. And Lucas, nice to have you on the set as well, joining the College Park team. They will be playing against a former county champ, Robert Goddard School over there. Say hello to Ann. Hey, Ann. Nice to have you on their show today. Sylvie, nice to have you back. Wonderful captain over there. And Caspian, he's following a family tradition. His brother is here. Now he is on our set. Nice to have you all here. Those of you that are not familiar with our program, we have 6 categories of questions, and let's show them to you right now.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's science potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty. Easier questions on the left, worth 5 and 10 points. Tougher ones, 15, 20, ultimately 25, the toughest in the categories there. We start our teams out with 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. Into the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 talented, good-looking teams will go on for the chance to compete to be that 4th semifinalist. Before we start, let's go over and make sure everything's working properly. Let's go to that red team. Hayden, would you try your buzzer for me? All right, looks and sounds good. Good luck to you and to Lucas and Edith. You guys look a little nervous over there. Just relax. You'll win just by being here today. And Sylvie, how about the green team? All right, also ready and raring to go. Matching shirts over there, matching shirts almost over here. Everyone's looking good. Let's have a great game. We go alphabetically C before R. So College Park and Hayden, let's do it. Let's play the bowl. Give me a category and a number.
Let's get physical for 10.
Physical for 10 points to start us out. Some of you may remember that submarine that went down to find the Titanic. People aboard did not survive, unfortunately. Here's your question for Let's Get Physical for 10 points. It's a multiple choice. The submersible that was destroyed while diving toward the Titanic was exposed to water pressure over 6,000 pounds per square inch. Contrast that to the normal atmospheric pressure felt at sea level, which is 14.7 pounds, 25.1 pounds, or 43.4 pounds per square inch. All right, green team says they think they know 14, 25, or 43. Sylvie?
25 pounds?
No, not 25. College Park, we've narrowed it down, 14.7, 25.1, or 43.4 pounds per square inch, the atmospheric pressure felt at sea level. Yes, sir?
43.
Was the first one, 14.7 pounds per square inch. No points that time. Let's try again. Go ahead, Hayden.
Green things for 15.
Green for 15 points. If you have a root cellar in your house, it's a cool place where you can keep root vegetables fresh. Vegetables like, give me 2 root vegetables that might be found in a root cellar. And College Park, talk among yourselves in case they have to come to you. Have some vegetables ready for me. They're talking among themselves at Robert Goddard, Ann and Sylvie and Caspian. Do you have 2 root vegetables for me, Sylvie?
Potato and carrot?
You got that right. We would have taken parsnips and turnips and onions and beets, lots of root vegetables down there. Okay, you got the first points of the game. You're up to 65. Go green.
Body systems for 15.
Body system for 15. Here's your question. To tell if you're lying, police use a polygraph that measures your pulse, your respiration, and your BP, which stands for this. All right, Robert Goddard.
I'm going to pass it to
Ann.
Blood pressure.
Yes, ma'am. BP, they measure that blood pressure. And if you're being examined and questioned by a policeman, I bet that blood pressure is pretty high, lying or not. Okay, go green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Physical for 15 points. Centigrade thermometers are so named because water freezes at 0 degrees on that scale and boils at this temperature. Robert Goddard.
100 degrees?
100, that's right. Centi is the prefix for 100. And yeah, preparing for the Science Bowl, prefixes and suffixes, they really come in handy if you've gone over those. Okay, green again.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo for 15 points. Let's go to the zoo. It's a visual question, teams. Look at the monitor in the studio if you would, please. All right, this is zoo for 15 points. Schools of fish like sardines that you see here, they can all turn at the same time, because there's a structure on their sides called a lateral line that is sensitive to even the tiniest changes in what? Tiniest changes in what? All right, Robert Goddard.
Okay.
Ann.
Yeah.
Electricity.
That's a good try. It's a good try. All right, College Park. Again, I want to see you talk to each other, even if you're not ringing in first. All right, these fish, they can stay apart. They don't run into each other. They have something called a lateral line on the side, each of them sensitive to even the tiniest changes in what?
Movement.
Pressure. The pressure, water pressure, yeah. So that's how they know not to run into each other. It's amazing. Never any collisions underwater. Okay, go ahead. Green, you're on a roll.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline, 15 points. Here's the question. John Goodenough was the oldest ever Nobel Prize recipient, earning his award in chemistry at the age of 97. He earned it for his work in designing this battery that powers our phones and most of our digital devices. Name that kind of battery. Come on, Hayden.
Lithium battery.
You got that, young man. The lithium-ion battery is good. Now you're in the game. Good. Go. Red. Give me another one.
Science potpourri for 15.
Science potpourri, 15 points. Question. Just as Hansel and Gretel dropped breadcrumbs in the forest so they wouldn't get lost, NASA's rovers on this planet have been dropping sensors so no data gets lost. I need the name of the planet. Robert Goddard.
Mars?
Mars, yeah, the Mars rovers up there, the Sojourner rover and some of the other ones, yes. There was one that actually let a helicopter go up there. First time a helicopter had ever flown in outer space. Okay, our score 65 to 110. That buzzer says we've come to the end of the first round of Science Bowl. It's a close game. Lots of points to give away, lots more questions. Come back in just a moment. And welcome back to Science Bowl. Hope you're enjoying the game thus far. And we have lots of points to give away, lots of questions to ask. Let's ask a few personal ones of our competitors. Find out about themselves and their schools. Let's go to College Park and find out about our players. Edith, first time on the show. You told me earlier you had specific reasons why you wanted to be here. Why don't you share that with the audience?
I like science. It's one of my favorite subjects.
And you like math too, yeah? And what do you hope to do one day professionally? Have you thought about a career?
I think I might want to go into leadership and maybe even join the military.
Yeah, you were talking about that. And our military services depend on leadership skills, and I admire that. I hope you get to realize your dream there. Hayden, nice to have you with us today. Tell us about College Park Academy. Who's the principal there?
Our principal is Mr. Baker.
Absolutely. I know he's proud of you. And who's your coach?
Our coach is Miss Warden.
And she's out here, and she was responsible for getting on the Science Bowl before. And thank you so much for making time for us here and getting this great team ready. Do you have any alternates on your team?
We do. We have Eris.
Okay. We'll bring your alternate out at the end. Give Eric some face time. Tell me something about College Park that you are so excited about that when you tell people you go to school at College Park, you can't wait to brag.
Well, we get to use our computers to do all of our work, and that's...
Yeah, where would we be without computers? You know, if you leave the house without your cell phone, you think you're not completely dressed. You have to go back and get it. We're so dependent on that. What do you want to do someday, Hayden?
I don't really know what I do. I don't really know what I want to do when I grow up, but
you're a young guy here. You got lots of opportunities, lots of things. Maybe being on Science Bowl will be an epiphany. Maybe you'll want to do something as a result of being on here. We had a student years ago who was on the show. He didn't win. He went to the University of Maryland, majored in physics. He graduated as the top physics student at the University of Maryland, credited being on the show with giving him an idea. Hey, nice to have you here. You're a good captain. Lucas, tell us the Lucas story. What do you do in your spare time?
Mostly I just read or play video games.
Yeah. What kind of books do you like, if you read books?
I usually just like novels.
Yeah. Why'd you want to do this?
I've done it before and I think it's kind of fun. And I just like science. I think it's fun.
Okay. All right. Well, you're doing a nice job so far. Keep it up in the second half. Let's go to Robert Goddard. And Sylvie, I said at the top of the show that you're returning here. You must like the show. What do you like about Science Bowl?
I mean, I really like science, so that's fun.
Yeah, so this is a good fit.
That's pretty much it.
It's a good fit for you. Tell us about Robert Goddard. Who's your principal?
Our principal is Miss Womack.
She has been there a number of years. She's a great principal. And the coach of your team?
Mr. Prey.
Mr. Prey, and she is all in when it comes to Science Bowl. You know, I love her enthusiasm, and so Sean, thank you for all you've done over the years here. And tell me, any alternates on your team? Just first names.
Eric and Ida.
Wonderful.
Are the ones here today. We have some other ones. We're going to be
Yeah.
alternating alternates.
Alternating, oh, I like that. Yeah, a little alliteration there. We'll bring the ones who are here out a little bit later. What do you like about your school?
Well, it's a K through 8 school, so there are a lot of younger kids there, and it starts off as a Montessori, so I like that. Which it's like, I think it helps with learning a lot.
Yeah,
So I like that it's a Montessori. I mean, once you get to middle school, it isn't a Montessori anymore, but I like that it was a Montessori.
And for people who are watching don't quite know what Montessori is, could you give us a thumbnail sketch?
So Montessori is like a form of education that, well, Maria Montessori first thought of it, but it's like you learn by doing things. You get to do like whatever you want, not exactly, but you get to learn what you think you should learn. And they're like tools to learn math and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's hands-on.
Yes, very hands-on.
Experiential is always better than just hearing about it. And someday, what do you want to do?
I think I either want to be an artist or a scientist or both, probably both.
Something tells me you can do whatever you want. You're a very outstanding young lady over there. And Caspian, you were telling me your brother was on the show once, and here you are following in the family tradition. You're interested in maybe being a veterinarian someday?
Astrophysicist. I want to be an astrophysicist someday.
Ah, who's the veterinarian up there? Oh, Lucas was the veterinarian. Yeah, we didn't get that from you. All right. So tell us about your career ambitions over there. What got you interested in astrophysics?
I mean, I just really like learning and reading about space and different things that go on there. I really like reading about black holes specifically and the things that go on around them.
One of my favorite shows is The Big Bang Theory, and there were all those astrophysicists, and Stephen J. Hawking was on a couple of times. It was just, what I liked about it was the science was correct. When you saw something up there on the board, a formula or a diagram, you knew that the producers vetted that perfectly. Nice to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And nice to have you on the program today, and you've shown us that you know a lot of science already. How do you know so much science?
I read a lot, and like my family really likes science in general. Like a lot of the time we'll be having dinner and we'll just like quiz each other on science or make science jokes or talk about it. It annoys my sister because she doesn't like science that much. But like my entire family just really likes science and we talk about it a lot.
That's beautiful. You know, Science Bowl at the dinner table. I like that a lot. So do you want to be a scientist sometime?
Not really. I like creative things more.
Yeah, because you told me you like to write too.
Yeah.
And you seem like a very creative young lady there, and I can see you writing. Yeah. Nice to have you on the show. All right, let's get back to the game. 65 for College Park, 110 for Robert Goddard. The last correct answer came from the green team. So Sylvie, where next?
So last we actually already picked green things for 10.
Green things for 10. Let's do that. All right, for 10 points. Just as most animals know not to bite the hand that feeds them, so too do Venus flytraps not eat the bugs that provide this service to their flowers. Robert Goddard.
Pollination.
Yeah. Who knew Venus flytraps also had flowers that needed pollen? That would not be great. You know, here comes the bee. Wait a minute. We didn't get pollinated yet. Good answer. Okay, go green.
Zoo parade for 5.
Zoo for 5. All right. The so-called state birds of Maine, California, and Minnesota are these bloodthirsty, disease-carrying insects, swarms of which eat us alive every summer. Come on, guys. Robert Goddard.
Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes. Oh, my gosh. We're swatting them all over the place. State bird, yeah. Okay. I like the humor on that. Go again.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Other than gazing into crystal balls, fortune tellers can also check out the lines on this body part for clues to your future, College Park.
Palm.
Palm. They're palm readers. You got that right, Hayden. Okay. Lucas and Edith, help him out there. He can't do it all himself. Go red. Go ahead, Hayden.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for?
20.
20 points. All right, here's your question. Don't throw away all your crab shells if you're a crabber. It seems there's a substance in them called chitosan that can extend the life of batteries made of this chemical element with the symbol ZN. College Park.
Zinc.
Zinc.
Zinc, that's right. Thank you, Edith. All right, you got 2 in a row. Go. Hayden?
Body systems for 10.
Body for 10 points. While the lack of oxygen can be fatal, so too can an excess amount of this gas that we normally exhale. College Park.
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide, absolutely right. Yes, indeed. Good, go.
Zoo parade for 10.
Zoo parade for 10 points. The largest predator ever found in Australia was a now extinct lion that, like many other Australian mammals, was not placental, but rather one of these. College Park?
Marsupial.
Marsupial, yeah. That is where the only marsupial in America is the possum. Yeah, Australia's got the boatload of them. Go, College Park.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Here's the question. This second letter in the Greek alphabet is used to describe a tester of new products. Robert Goddard.
Beta.
Beta. You got that right. Good. We got a close game here. That's 135, 110 here. Green still has the lead. Sylvie, go.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. If you are lactose intolerant, name a food you should avoid eating. Robert Goddard.
Milk.
Milk, yeah. Ice cream, cheese, all those good things, yeah. Good. All right. Go. Green.
Oh, yes, right. Yes. Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. All right. Birds have nests. Many of us kids had or wished we'd had one of these arboreal homes. Robert Goddard.
Treehouse?
A treehouse. Yeah, we all wanted a treehouse. Our inner little sanctum. Don't let anybody in. When you get mad at your parents, you go out to the tree. Okay, go green.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. Our food is changing. Some chicken meat no longer comes from slaughtered birds, but rather it is grown in the what?
Lab.
Lab, that's right. Yeah, what do we acknowledge you? Like your enthusiasm. Good. Red, you got the points. Go.
Let's get physical for 25.
Physical for 25 points. Big one in that category is a visual question. Look at the monitor, please. Those of you that have been to the Grand Canyon will recognize the Grand Canyon here. The bottom layers of the Grand Canyon are mostly metamorphic and igneous rocks, while the upper layers are exclusively these kinds of rocks. Robert Goddard.
Sedimentary?
Yes, ma'am. Sedimentary, like sandstone and limestone. And thanks for your help on that, too. Good. Go. Green.
Let's get physical for 5.
Physical for 5 points. All right. Not knowing how to swim is no problem at the Sea of Tranquility since it contains no water. It is instead a geographical feature on this heavenly body that looks, yes, Robert Goddard.
The moon.
It is up on the moon, yes, Apollo 11, where America landed. Yeah, it looks like a sea from down here. The Sea of Tranquility. Nice answer. Go.
Science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri, 5 points. Barbie the doll has been outfitted to look like she's doing different kinds of jobs. Barbie, the entomologist, for instance, is a scientist who studies these. Robert Goddard.
Insects.
Insects, yes. We have an entomologist on our judging panel here today, indeed. All right. She's not wearing a Barbie costume, though, today. She's dressed up like kind of like a witch over there. Good. Go, Robert Goddard.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. One of the worst of these N-initialed accidents took place in Ukraine at the Chernobyl plant that used uranium as a fuel. Hayden.
Nuclear.
Nuclear accident. Yes, sir. Good. Thank you, Lucas, for your help. Go. Red.
Dateline for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Here it is. Since the Titan submersible trying to reach the Titanic burst inward, the Coast Guard described its destruction as a catastrophic what? Robert Goddard.
Implosion?
Implosion. Yes, ma'am. The opposite of explosion. Good. Go.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Multiple choice. Sea creatures that live deep in the ocean aren't crushed by the extreme weight of the water because they are made of mostly water themselves. And water is which of the following? Incompressible, incombustible, or inexhaustible? College Park.
Incompressible.
Incompressible, that's right. Lucas gave you the nudge there. Good, go. College Park, 145, 215, Robert Goddard. Still, we have lots of points to give away. Go, Red.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade, 20 points. Question is, polar bears, appearances to the contrary, have black skin. They also have unique fur with hollow shafts that let heat from the sun in the form of this kind of radiation reach the skin. Yes, Sylvie.
Ultraviolet?
Not ultraviolet. Good try. College Park, heat in the form of this kind of radiation travels down those hollow shafts and warms the bear.
Infrared.
Infrared is right. Yeah, you got the comeback on that. Good, go.
Green things for 20.
Green things, 20 points. People who grow cut flowers, send them to the stores, preserve the blossoms by keeping them very cold, reducing the oxygen level, and eliminating the gas ethylene, which is one of these H-initialed chemicals that can make flowers age quickly. Ethylene is a kind of hormone. Try again, Red.
Dateline for 25.
Dateline 25, big one in that category. President Biden recently had a root canal, a dental procedure where the root of an infected tooth and this soft P-initial material inside the tooth were removed. Robert Goddard.
The pulp, I think? I don't know.
Say it again.
The pulp? I don't know.
Pulp is right. Yes, indeed. Yes. Got those points. Nicely done. Go green.
Green things for 25.
Green things for?
25.
Big one in that category. Multiple choice. Maybe you've noticed that the leaves on a stem are not just put up there haphazardly. They are all put up there for a reason. The arrangement of leaves on a stem so that each one gets the maximum amount of sunlight is known as which of the following? Inflorescence, phyllotaxis, or the Fibonacci sequence? All right, College Park, you could use these 25 points. What do we got here? Inflorescence, phyllotaxis, or Fibonacci?
Fibonacci sequence?
Ooh, not the Fibonacci sequence. Good try. Inflorescence, phyllotaxis, or the Fibonacci sequence, the arrangement of leaves on a stem so each leaf gets the maximum amount of sunlight. Sylvie. Phyllotaxis is right. Phyllo is a prefix that means leaf. That was your clue. Go green.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo for 20 points. Did we use that one already? We have 25 available. I'm going to give you the zoo for 25. This venomous snake that can be found in Maryland was for many years the nickname of the penny.
Copperhead?
The copperhead, yes. Also the Northerners who were against the Civil War. Good, go.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems, 25 points. The water vapor that we're constantly losing through our skin, even if we don't feel it, we don't see it, is called insensible what? Hey,
perspiration.
Perspiration. Lucas knew that. Absolutely right. Good answer. Good. Go Red.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25. Big one in that category. Multiple choice. The disease polio has been wiped out everywhere on Earth except in the countries of Nigeria, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, where it is constantly present, making it which of the following? Endemic, epidemic, or pandemic? Robert Goddard.
Endemic.
Endemic, yes ma'am, good. And the buzzer says we have come to the end of our game, and it looks like Robert Goddard has done it. We'll double check that score and be back with you in just a moment. Don't go away. And welcome back. I hope you were able to keep up with these wonderful students here today. You know, we used all the questions on that board. That always testifies to the skill and the scientific savvy of our players here today. College Park had a great second half, but today's winner with 315 points, Robert Goddard Montessori. Let's have a nice round of applause for Robert Goddard. Sylvie, would you be kind enough to introduce who's standing behind you there?
Okay, so this is Ida.
Yes.
She's one of our alternates, and this is Eric, and this is Mr. Pryor, our coach.
Absolutely. Congratulations, guys. One step closer, maybe to another county championship, maybe a quarterfinalist here, a semifinalist. College Park, round of applause for this great team. They came back strong in the second half. Hayden, would you tell us who's standing back there?
This is our alternate, Eris, and our coach, Miss Warden.
Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed playing the game. We loved having you here, and we loved having you as well. Tune in next time for another edition of Science Bowl. Until then, I'm Dave Zarin. Bye-bye.